Welcome back to ESA Together. It was Pokeguy now for Pokemon Yellow, and 80% Glitchless. Take it away.
Alright, thank you. Hello everyone, I am Pokeguy, and this is going to be Pokemon Yellow Glitchless. My commentator is Wave Warrior.
Hello. I'm Wave Warrior.
Yes. So, this is basically just Pokemon Red and Blue, but it follows the anime instead. Slightly. So I set my options to fast offset, and we are now going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is name myself and my rival A. Naming one character is faster because each character takes a frame to display. So it saves quite a bit of time over the run. And now, just gonna go Route 1 and see what happens.
I wonder what Pokemon you'll find there.
Don't know.
Yeah, so
I know.
every Pokemon game always starts with some intro stuff that you have to get out of the way before you get to the real game. This is no different.
Wow, a Pikachu.
Can't...
Oak somehow gets it in the first ball every time. Now we go to the lab. Alright. Rivals doesn't let you take the starter. He steals it away.
Sometimes.
So Oak is going to give us the Pikachu he just caught instead. And it is not worth naming this because I'm barely going to use it. So it's actually faster to not name it since the name's only going to show up a few times. Alright, now this rival fight is actually pretty bad. I really want to win this, but if I lose, it's not that big of a deal.
It's the only fight in the game where you can lose and continue. Actually, well, there might be one more. I'm not sure, but it never matters. In the terms of a run, you can lose this fight, and whether you win or lose determines the team that the rival will have throughout the run.
Yep. Alright, if he tackles again, I lose. Cool, I crit it. If I win, which is good.
Something you might notice is that there's going to be a lot of critical hits throughout the run. That's because in Generation 1, critical hits are tied to the base speed of a Pokemon. And basically every Pokemon has a crit rate higher than the standard 1 in 16 of later gens. Like Pikachu, for instance, is almost 20% to crit.
Yep. Alright, so now we just have to go through Route 1 a few times, try to get as few encounters as possible, since they are all useless.
Yep.
And first tile encounter. That's the first tile you can get an encounter on.
This is a good time for donations if there are any.
Yep.
Just walking up and down.
Alright, sure, thank you. So yeah, but just in between the previous two runs, we got a massive $100 donation from someone called Who's That Joshimus ? I swear it wasn't me. And they donated with just the good old comment, oh hey, thanks. So yeah, thanks a lot, Who's That Joshimus, for $100. That puts us up to a grand total of $10,246 so far. Oh, well, I guess that means we actually met the Final Fantasy VII remake donation incentive as well. So Froob will be running Final Fantasy VII at the end of the marathon, the remake one. So yeah, thanks a lot for everyone for your donations. Keep them coming, and they're all going to help support ESA and affiliated marathons. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Very nice. Got pretty unlucky on the way up there. 3 encounters. That is
Yeah.
quite a bit more than average. The average,
The
for
is,
every pass is around 3 encounters. Total.
yeah, 3 total for
Yeah.
up, down, up.
And another one. Nice. These encounters are all completely useless. They do nothing but lose time.
Pokeguy, if you get a free hand at some point soon, could you boost Discord a little bit again?
Yep.
Please? Thank you.
I forgot to talk to Oak from behind. That's okay.
Wow, a rookie mistake. So, the reason that you would normally talk to Oak from behind is because it scrolls the screen up further, which makes... And since the rival moves in and exits from the bottom of the screen, he has to walk a shorter distance. And you can see, as it just happened, he walks real slow. So it's actually faster for you to take the extra steps to make him walk fewer.
Yeah, and the reason I messed up is because I haven't run this game in a few weeks. I've been running Fire Red Leaf Green, where you do talk to him from the front. So, just muscle memory from that game. Oh, well, I was just showing you why you shouldn't talk to Oak from the front. Since people ask that question a lot. Here you go.
Yeah. You can see how much more he ends up walking the rival.
Alright, we got one more pass through Route 1. Another first tile encounter. That's pretty cool.
The reason why that's the
Seem
first
good now,
tile
thank
is the first 2 tiles are part of Pallet Town, so they can't generate encounters, and the first tile step in a new area also can't generate an encounter.
Yep, so you can't get an encounter until the 4th tile. Okay. Didn't get any more, so that's okay. Alright, now the run really begins. I'm going to head to this mart and buy some Pokeballs and potions. Alright. Now we have another catching tutorial, sort of. Even though Oak already caught a Pikachu. The reason they did this, they made this required, is to prevent the old man glitch that's famous in Red and Blue. So they just made you get the old man out of the way so it can't happen anymore. What's funny about this catching tutorial is he doesn't even weaken it, he just throws a ball, and it doesn't even get in. So I don't really know what the point of this was.
Also, fun fact, the number of shakes on a ball before it breaks out is actually determined by the catch rate and the health it's at. It's impossible for a Rattata at full health to shake 3 times and then break out, like it does in the catching tutorial.
Alright, so I hate to break it, but Pikachu is not good. And I got another encounter. Okay, so I'm gonna catch something else that I can use. Not this Pidgey, because it's too low level. So I'm going to save and reset, this is an RNG manipulation. I'll explain how this works after I do it. Need to focus for this.
Yep.
This is actually one of the easiest manips in any Pokemon game, though. Alright, should be good. So, basically, when you save and hard reset the game, the RNG goes to the same point every time. Well, most of the time. Let me check these stats real quick. Alright, we're good. So, if you do the same movement after hard resetting, the exact same movement framed perfectly, which is not hard because you can buffer pretty much everything. I forgot to swap them. Then you get pretty much the same results every time. It can differ because of the IGT frame you save on, but for the most part, it'll be the same. Nidoran's stats can vary, though, which is why I checked stats to make sure it wasn't a bad Nidoran. You can get, like, 0 and 1 DV special, which is not runnable at all. So I made sure I didn't have that, which I don't. So now, I gotta train up this Nidoran, since we currently have no way to beat Brock. Because this game was designed greatly. So I'm just going to slowly kill these Caterpies.
I believe there are 4 Pokemon total that you can get before Brock that have a move that's at least neutral effective. Nidoran male is one, Nidoran female is another one, and then Mankey and Butterfree.
Yep. Actually,
And,
4-shot that Caterpie, which is kind of difficult. That's cool.
Yeah.
Just leering and tackling his Caterpies to death. This fight can be really stupid because tackle is slightly less than 95% accurate. And if it misses, it really stinks.
Also, another fun mechanic of Gen 1 with critical hits is they ignore all stat changes, including positive ones for you. So if you were to crit this the Caterpie, it would actually do less damage than a non-crit because you lowered the defense with Leer, and the crit ignores that. Another fun mechanic with crits is crit multiplier actually scales with level. So at this low level, it's not even 1.5 times.
Alright, so in Yellow, for no reason at all, they, for some reason, decided to over-triple the encounter rate in this forest from Red and Blue. And also in Red and Blue, there's encounterless tiles, which do not exist in this game. Okay, so I found a level 4 Pidgey, which I am going to weaken and catch for a flyer later on. This is a guaranteed catch. It is at low HP. I would normally do a manipulation for a Pidgey in the forest after this next fight, but it's faster to catch one if you see it.
Toss your last ball.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Alright, so now this fight stinks also, because it has a Metapod that for some reason doesn't only know Harden. If it only knew Harden, this fight would be a lot better, believe it or not, because it would be much more consistent. Instead, you have to wait till it doesn't use Harden, and then try to kill it. It's 1 in 3 to Harden. First, we gotta get this Caterpie out of the way.
Viridian Forest is infamous in Yellow runs for just how much time it can lose, with so many encounter tiles and this Metapod.
Hopefully it doesn't use Harden. Ring Shot fail, that is the best thing it can do. Ring Shot again.
Yeah.
Wow, it didn't harden. Crazy.
The best is when you're faster going into the Metapod, and then he String Shot hits you and you're slower, and then he hardens before you can attack it.
That is quite annoying. Alright, so now I'm going to heal and do another manipulation because the encounter rate is so bad in this forest. It is worth doing this. Just for no encounters. Normally I would add a Pidgey onto the end of this manip, but since I already have one, I'm just going to skip that. And it is still worth doing, since it is 25 out of 256 to get an encounter per tile. Alright, also something that you might notice me doing if you have a good eye. So these aren't just straight paths that I walk. I'm also pressing A on specific tiles. And what that does is it lags the game by exactly 2 frames. Which is just a way to increase the variance of RNG manipulations to give you more likely to get a good result.
Yeah. Basically,
Wow.
the RNG you get is determined by how much time has passed since you powered on the game. That's a huge oversimplification, but by adding in A presses, you can delay the game on smaller time increments than walking extra tiles in a consistent way.
Yep. Okay, that force was actually pretty good.
Yeah. I love you at force like that.
Yep. Wait, was that literally just one encounter and it was a Pidgey?
Yeah, it was one encounter
Wow.
and a Pidgey, and it was a Pidgey.
That's like the dream.
And then, I mean, you missed the Metapod range, but...
Other than, yeah, that was a really good forest. Wow.
4 shots, so...
Wish I could get that in runs. Alright, so normally in runs I'd heal for this fight, but this fight also stinks because Diglett has a very high critical rate.
Yes,
and
both
getting
these
crit is
Pokemon
not good.
only know Scratch.
I'm gonna wait
And
to
so-
heal until I can die to a crit.
Yeah,
Make the
if
fight
you would heal to
safer.
full, you would be dead to 2 crits. Yeah, 2 crits. Actually, to a potential 1 high roll crit.
And
And it's
Diglett
just
crit
better
me.
to... When you heal during the fight, you're healing for the full 20 health from the potion, so it's a lot safer. Have like 20 extra health, essentially.
Sandshrew has a not great crit rate, so generally doesn't crit. Guess I should heal that, just in case.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure 11.
And this Sandshrew, if you critical this Sandshrew, it sometimes doesn't die to 2 horn attacks. That's that crit's not taking into account stat changes thing, which is quite
Yep.
annoying, because you can die to that a lot.
The
Guess
10%
I'll
crit
potion.
rate.
Running low on potions because I've been playing too safe. That's okay.
Alright. And by fighting all the extra optional trainers, you'll see we got double kick right before this fight.
Yep.
Which,
It's the only reason we fought the optional trainers is to get this move. So we can
a
actually
lot better
beat
than
Brock.
Horn Attack.
Well, yeah.
Specifically against Brock.
Alright, this Onyx. Any move is pretty much fine except for Bind, because Wrap and Bind and other things like that are super broken in Gen 1. They don't let you attack.
Yeah, you just get the... You can't
Bind
move
miss.
until it's over. And because Onyx is faster, it takes away your turn, basically.
Right, good Brock fight.
Yep. The one saving grace about wrapping moves is they're only generally around 85% accurate.
Yep.
So they miss decently often.
And we have our first of 8 gym badges. And he gives us the Bide TM, which is completely useless except for selling.
Yep.
Alright, so now we make our way to Route 3. Don't need anything in this mart.
And do all of our shopping. back in
another-
Guardian.
Very nice thing about Nidoran, compared to other starters, is that it can't get poisoned. Which, poison is very annoying. Because you have to... This route is full of bugs. So you would get poisoned quite a lot from Poison Sting. And we just skip having to deal with that because of Nidoran.
Yep. There are a lot of reasons that Nidoran is far and away the best Pokemon to use for the speedrun here. We'll see more of them later, but being good against Brock and not getting poisoned are pretty big ones. The Brock one more so.
You okay
Alright.
for a quick donation?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you. We got a $25 donation from Tropic Thunder, who says, "Thanks to all the speedrunners for keeping us entertained this whole week. I'm happy that all this is for a good cause. This Pokemon run is bringing back some great memories." So yeah, thank you a lot for that $25. They put it towards the Star Fox 64 Kill or Save the Team. They put it towards saving the team, which is currently quite far behind. It's over $100 behind Kill the Team. So you've got some way to go there. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, so you might have noticed on that fight that I just missed Horn Attack, which is supposed to be a 100% accurate move. But in Generation 1, they screwed up the programming that all moves actually, but you can only notice it with 100% moves, have a 1 in 256 chance to miss, and that is what just happened. Luckily it was on that fight where it's not that big of a deal. Except for horn attack count. Alright,
Yeah.
I've gotten wrapped.
Ooh.
You can see why Wrap and Vine stink in this game.
Hmm. Typically, we try to conserve our horn attacks to the end of this route, where we're going to center and get all of them back. And it's sort of tight, but it's not that tight.
Kind of low now because of that Gen 1 miss.
How many are you at?
7. I need to save 2. Saving 2 from this point is not that hard, but you have to get kind of lucky.
Yeah, like just one crit in a useful spot.
That is not a useful crit, probably. That Weedle's actually a pretty likely range to die. Got a crit. Okay, I high rolled this Kakuna, which means I can tackle this, which is good.
Yep.
And I missed the tackle. Yep, that's what happens. And I have to horn attack because it hardened. The tackle won't kill me.
Yeah, that was not a Gen 1 miss. Again, tackle is only 95% accurate.
I'm going to double tackle this Caterpie to save a horn attack.
It's like 70-something% to die in 2 tackles.
And I missed it.
Unlucky.
One thing I don't think we explained yet is badge boosts. I haven't been
Right.
hit by anything. If you get hit by a stat changing move, then your badge boost gets reapplied. Can I tackle this?
I think so, yeah.
Cool. So, badge boosts are boosts to stats you get after defeating certain gyms. Brock gives you the attack badge boost. So, every time I get hit with a string shot on this route, or any time the whole game, or any stat changing move, my badge boost gets reapplied, so I get double the badge boost, which makes attacks stronger.
Yeah, very convenient you get attack right before this route.
That string shot hit actually let me tackle that Metapod turn 2. It was very nice, since I need to save horn attacks. Still need to save one more. No, I think I'm good now. I'm good now.
I think you're good, yeah.
And
We
now
take
I'm...
advantage of badge boosts a lot throughout the run as well.
Yes. You
Very
can...
broken.
So now I'm Nidorino for one fight. Nidorino has a higher crit rate, which is nice, because it has a higher base speed. So you're more likely to crit these things than Nidoran would be. That's about it.
Yeah. In red, you don't even use Nidorino at all.
Yep.
You just immediately evolve it.
Alright, done with Route 3. And now I'm going to... Didn't get an encounter, wow. Now there's a center right before Mount Moon that I'm going to take, and I'm also going to say goodbye to our friend Pikachu for the rest of the run. So I'm going to deposit Pikachu in the PC, and the reason for that is because if you have Pikachu on you, he triggers cutscenes at Bill's house and in the fan club that are very long. So it's quite a bit faster to just deposit him here. Now I'm going to take the center to heal my HP and PP. PP is actually way more important. And now I'm going to do the final RNG manipulation of the run, hopefully. This one's kind of difficult. And long.
It's like over a minute and a half or something.
And it's all just to avoid encounters in Mount Moon. Another thing is that you might have noticed I reset as soon as I save. I don't even wait for the game to say it's saved. That's because the game just saves immediately for some reason. But it still makes you wait. Don't know why. But yeah. Doesn't actually matter where you reset. Alright. I'm gonna do this minute, hopefully. Alright, we did it. So now I'm gonna Moonstone, immediately evolve to Nidoking as soon as possible. Picking up the Moonstone was part of the minute.
Yep.
And now we have a fully evolved Nidoking at pretty early in the game. That's one of the reasons why Nidoking is so good.
Having a fully evolved Pokemon here with a move like Horn Attack, which is 65 base power, which is pretty good for early in the game. It kind of just wrecks things. And it gets an even better move very soon.
This Grimer has Disable, which would be very bad, but it pounds instead. Well, it's only bad if it disables Horn Attack, but it happens sometimes, and it's very, very annoying.
In Gen 1, Disable picks a random move,
Yes.
not the last move you used.
Right.
You might notice that he double-kicked this Voltorb instead of Horn Attacking it. That's because there are two different types of moves, Shake moves and Flash moves. Horn Attack is a Flash move because it causes the opponent's Pokemon to flash. And that is almost over a full second slower than Double Kick, which is a Shake move. So even though you would get not very effective text, thanks for missing this range, by the way, so I could explain it.
I got
Even
you.
with the not very effective text, Double Kick is still faster.
Taking the Helix Fossil to make this guy move left, it's faster. Not for the memes. Now we have... Nope, we have an encounter. It's not worth minute-thing sections like that, because doing a manipulation takes about 20 seconds, which is like twice the time of an encounter. So it's not...
And
Yeah.
You can't RNG manipulate through fights, so... at least a human can't.
You would have to do the fight frame perfectly, which is not possible. Alright, the second says wrap, so it's good that it didn't use it. This coughing is super unlikely to two-shot without crits. And I'm not going to do it today.
Yeah, it's
I've only done it twice ever.
1,000, I think.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
did
I've
crit
done
it though.
once ever.
Bye, Jesse and James.
You need-
See you later.
For that coughing, you need a maximum damage roll, and then the second highest damage roll from one attack. It's a nice
Atypical
2
fairy.
encounters on the way out.
Yeah, 2 encounters is pretty unlikely.
I guess I should explain damage rolls really quick. The way the game calculates how much damage you do is it calculates the maximum damage that the move can do, and then does somewhere between 85 and 100% of that maximum damage. And so when we say that something is a range, that means that only some of those possible values between 85 and 100% will be able to kill.
Alright, this next fight is possibly the worst fight in the game, in a way.
There are a lot of worst fights in the game.
Yes. So, it's gonna lead a Spearow. Really, any move from it except Growl is fine. Growl is bad because I don't have any special moves. And Growl lowers your physical attack, so... let's not get growled. Alright, it failed Growl. Double kick that.
Yeah. That's double kick. It's hard to tell.
All stat changing moves in Gen 1 used by the opponent have a 25% chance to fail. For some reason. But it makes it much nicer for speedruns.
Yep.
Wow, no
The
sand
same in
attack.
Gen 2, so It's not a programming error.
Didn't get sand attack, so this fight actually went quite smoothly.
Yep. This was a very good fight. That Sandshrew only knows Scratch and Sand Attack, and once the Sand Attacks start piling on, it gets real bad.
Yeah, in Gen 1, after one sand attack, 100% accurate moves are 66% to hit. CV's a range, and I missed it.
And after 2 Sand Attacks, it goes down to a coin flip.
Uh-oh.
I guess we spoke too soon.
Oh my god. I literally... There we go. Now, Eevee has 4 moves, I think? Yeah.
Yeah. Tackle, Tail Whip, Growl, and Sand Attack.
That was pretty unlucky. And I had to miss the range. Alright, Nugget Bridge is pretty simple. Just kill everything with one attack, pretty much.
Yeah. This is a good time for donations if you have any.
Alright, thanks. I'll take this time to... sorry, I was getting up. I'll take this time to tell you about our prizes we have going this event. If you head on over to prizes.esamarathon.com, I didn't mess up the URL this time, you can have a look at the prizes we've got. Most of them are given to us by HyperX, who's sponsoring this event. They're supplying us with a RGB mouse pad, a wireless mouse, and 3 different headsets you can win. The mouse pad is $15 minimum donation, the mouse is $20 minimum donation, and the headsets are all $25 minimum donation. So if you donate $25 over the course of the whole event, so that's like different donations, not just one, then you can be in the running for one of 3 headsets and all the other things. We also have a French indie game bundle, which is a minimum donation of $15, but I'll leave you to look what games are included in that at prizes.esa.marathon.com. So yeah, thanks a lot for donating. We're currently at 10,246, 71, I had to refresh dollars. So yeah, thanks a lot for all the support, and we've got to enjoy the last day of ESA together.
I actually just got a perfect fight on the last fight, which is pretty unlikely. The Pidgey is like a, what, 60-something% range? Yeah, something like that. And I crit the Nidoran female, and I didn't get quick attacked. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get Bridge. None of the fights are dangerous after Rival, but you can easily lose time.
Yep.
To a lot of things.
Alright, one thing that is kind of weird, but just happened. So you may notice that I went from a green colored HP bar to an yellow/orange colored HP bar. That actually loses 5 frames every time that happens, because green is like the default color, and every time it switches from green to another color there is a lag. That's 5 frames. So when you have the yellow colored HP bar, it actually loses 5 frames every time you send out Nidoking. That was almost real bad.
Oh, yeah. So Thrash is another huge reason why Nidoking is an insanely good Pokemon for the speedrun. It's 90 base power, and it lasts for 3 to 4 turns, using only 1 PP. And you don't have to reselect the move. It's very fast, very powerful, and very bad if you don't teach it.
Never not teached it. That would have been something. Hot.
I don't even know how you recover from that.
I think you don't.
Redo Moon Minute?
I guess. Mankey dies in 1 hit. Thrash is a very good move.
Yeah. I've also noticed they swapped Thrash to slot 1 in the move order. Your cursor starts at slot 1, so you want moves that use a lot to be there.
This guy wants us to join Team Rocket. Fortunately, we can't say yes.
I know in Red, if you lose to this guy, he actually thinks you won, and you can go past him. I don't know
Really?
if that's the same in Yellow.
I've never heard
yeah,
that.
It happened to me in a race once.
Interesting. Both these things just die to Thrash, so hopefully I don't Gen 1 this. Hooray. Alright, so now we're going to pick up my favorite Gen 1 starter over here. Because in Yellow you can get all 3 starters. Pretty convenient because Charmander just happens to learn Cut and Dig. And it's right here for free.
Yep.
And both those moves are quite essential for the run. Alright, now we're gonna fight this Onyx. This Onyx also stinks because it has Bind. Anything with Bind or Wrap just stinks.
Yep.
This is where Double Kick comes in handy again.
Yeah.
And I crit it. But I missed the range. That doesn't happen very often. I don't even know what the range on that is, but it is not likely to miss after critting.
I'm pretty sure it's favored if you crit.
So that was unlucky. I just went from green to yellow to green bar, so that was 10 frames lost. For no
Game's
reason.
60 frames per second, so 10 frames is a sixth of a second. AKA insignificant.
Now we just
Yep.
thrash everything to Bill's house.
Thrash is a very good move.
Yep. Doesn't use up many PP. You don't have to use many PP healing items. It's very convenient. Fight the top trainer here because he has 2 pokes instead of 4, and the other guy's a hiker, so you'd have to double kick everything, which is slow.
Yeah, 3 Geodudes don't sound fun to get through.
Back in the yellow bar, it's another 5 frames. And another 5 frames on the next fight. Stuff adds up.
Almost a second at this point.
Yep. And last fight before Bill's house. Just thrash everything. He has a Pidgey with quick attack. That's about the only bad thing that can happen on this fight, unless you Gen 1 miss.
At least the Oddishes only have Absorb.
Yeah. But if you Gen 1 miss and get a 3-turn thrash and hit yourself, it's not fun.
Oddish is just the worst Pokemon in this game. More so in Red.
And Fire Red.
And Fire Red, for sure.
Alright, so we made it to Bill's house. Wow, he's a Pokemon.
And this is one of the places where Pikachu loses so much time. He's like, what's going on? Can I help?
Yeah, he freaks out for like 30 seconds at least. Be crazy. Alright, so something that changed from Red and Blue that matters quite a bit for the speedrun is that you can't escape rope out of here. You have to walk all the way back. So much fun. At least they gave you this nice shortcut. Alright, so coming up is another annoying fight. And first I'm actually going to take the center to get some HP. And I need the center here to set the dig point for later on. So you
They
can't
take
skip
you
the
back
center.
to your last Pokemon Center in this gen.
If you could skip the center, you probably would. But you need
Actually,
it.
kind of important. Last Pokemon Center you've used.
Yeah.
In later gens, it's you just have to walk into it for things like teleport.
Alright. So before Misty, there is a trainer with a Goldeen. Goldeen has Supersonic, which is the only bad move. Supersonic's only 55% to hit, so it's quite unlucky if you get that and hit yourself.
Yeah, and Goldeen has 3 moves, so only 1 and 3 to even pick it. About 1 and 2 to use for it to hit. 1 and 2 to hit yourself. Pretty rare.
Round 1 and 12 to get a bad fight here.
I have died to this fight from like 60 health before in red.
And you can crit it, one-shot it.
Yep. If you're level 25, which sometimes happens, it's a 6 and 39 range, whatever the percentage on that is.
Alright. I'm
So-
full HP, so I'm not going to save for Misty. It's pretty unlikely to die. If I do die, it's not that big of a deal, because I go right back to the center and I can just fight her again.
Misty is a real complicated fight, real strategic. You use Thrash and you hope you don't die.
Yep. Luckily, Staryu dies in 1 hit. Starmie dies in 2 hits 99% of the time. You get 2 worst possible rolls that can live. Well, except when it uses X Defend, then it doesn't die, but you know.
Yeah. This Starmie can do 3 things: Water Gun, Bubble Beam, and X Defend. You want to see Water Gun, generally.
Alright, so I got a 3-turn Thrash after X Defense, so I'm just going to switch out to guarantee the win.
You get confused once Thrash ends.
Yep.
I don't know if you mentioned that.
And Thrash does 3 to 4 turns, 50-50. And we've beaten Misty. It's 2 gym badges, only 6 more to go. Luckily, the gyms aren't as spread out as they have been so far, later on. Okay, Misty gives us the Bubble Beam TM, which is extremely useful for a few things.
Yes, because when you think Nidoking, you think shooting bubbles.
Yep.
Nidoking can learn a lot of moves, although not Dig, funnily enough.
If Nidoking could learn Dig, this game would be so much better and faster. But for some reason, they just made Nidoking not able to learn Dig. Makes no sense. Even Mankey can learn Dig for some reason.
You alright for a quick donation?
Sure.
Alright. We got another $25 donation from Koyeti. I hope I read that name right. With no comment, but they put it towards killing the team in Star Fox 64. So yeah, that's the only bid war we have left is killing or saving the team in SF 64. You say S, you just want to say M. Yes, killing the team is over $100 ahead now. So there's gonna have to one hell of a comeback if we want to save the team. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Alright, now Rocket just gave us the Dig TM, which is going to be useful for digging out of places later on.
Making our way down to Vermilion, to
Okay, here's something
Channel
fun.
Surge.
I just picked up a full restore, and it didn't make any noise, and it cleared itself instantly. The reason for that is because it was loading a new audio track, and this game can only handle 1 audio track at the same time. So it just doesn't play the jingle for picking up that full restore.
If you make your name longer, though, it takes too long to print, and you get the jingle, because the track fully loads. Or fully deloads, I don't know.
Right. This trainer has 3 Pidgeys with Quick Attack, which can be extremely annoying if you have low HP. Because it's worth not healing because of Red Bar, which hopefully, I guess we can explain now.
Yeah.
So, in Gen 1, if you have red HP, the game, as I just said, it only handles 1 audio track at a time. So it prioritizes the Red Bar sound, And it skips level up jingles, move learning jingles, death cries, and it saves a frame per text box. So it saves quite a lot of time if you have red bar. It saves even more time in red and blue because it skips like just regular cries, but it doesn't do that in yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't save as much time, but it still saves a ton. So hopefully we'll see that later. Well, we definitely will see it later. On Champion, at least.
No, you're gonna get Gen 1 miss.
No.
Yeah, red bar activates when you're below about 20% health, like 20.83%, technically. And saves a lot of time. In red, we take huge advantage of it because we can go for a giant stretch without taking damage, but yellow is harder.
Alright, now we're taking the second part of the run. Gonna sell 5 TM and this nugget. And just buy 3 repels. Hooray, we can buy repels now. Now it's time for the SSN.
Don't thrash Spearow.
I won't.
No, you spend the last 10 fights thrashing everything. Then you get to this rival fight, and you just want to thrash it, and then if you thrash it, you die, basically.
Also gonna teach Bubble Beam. And dig the Charmander. Okay, something interesting. You may wondered why I chose this spot to menu. Is in Gen 1, you get a turn frame, which is 2 frames, the first time you turn after entering a new room. But if you menu before doing that turn, then you don't get it. So I on purpose menued before I turned to save those 2 frames.
There's a lot of things throughout the run where it saves basically insignificant amount of time, but there's no cost to doing them, so, like, why not?
Yep. Alright. So this fight stinks in red, but in yellow it's actually one of the easiest fights in the game. In red it's one of the
Gen
worst.
1 miss.
Yeah, as long as you don't Gen 1 miss, you win. I've never died at this fight. I've never seen anyone die at this fight.
I've thrashed this fight more times than I'd like to admit.
Well, when you do the correct thing, I've never seen anyone die. Bubble Beam this rat because it is a shake move and it always dies. Alright. Easy fight. Now we're gonna go rub this old man's back for some reason. Kinda weird. And he's gonna give us the cut HM, which is needed to progress the game.
And that's all we need from the SSAM.
Now we're just gonna leave and have the longest cutscene in the game, which is boat leaving. It's crazy if you compare it to like Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
That's the longest cutscene.
Gen 1 is relatively cutscene free for the most part. So, I mean, red especially is just non-stop go, go, go. Almost 2 hours.
Almost gone.
And then we make our way to Surge.
Which is one of the worst fights in the game again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop before the tree and cut the Charmander so I can cut it. First I'm gonna swap repels to slot 1.
Yep. I'm going to be using our repels very soon, so it's better to have them at the top. Faster, make it very fast to use them.
Alright, now for cans. Cans are super weird in this game. Sometimes there just isn't a second can. Wow.
Nice. So,
We did it.
of the 15 cans, only 8 of them can actually spawn the first can. And it's like every
Oh
other
gosh.
one.
I forgot to save.
Oh no. Good luck.
It's fine, it's fine, it's
So,
fine.
Raichu can do 5 things. X-Speed and Thunderbolt are the good ones because they do nothing. Growl is usually fine, and Mega Punch and Mega Kick do a ton of damage.
Alright, X speed.
And,
Should be fine now. Unless I
and
get...
Raichu has like a 22% crit rate or something.
Nice. Easy.
And you're also slower.
Imagine saving.
Wow, what a fight.
Yeah, this fight has a ton of variants. You usually can take 0 damage, or you can just die from full.
Yep. You're like 37% to take no damage, and I've lost multiple God runs dying from like 65.
Right, so... Another
That's especially
change...
annoying. Well, you go first.
Another change from Red is that you cannot dig out of this building, where you get the bike voucher. I'm gonna have to find another way to get out of here and back to Cerulean.
Yeah. Surge is also especially annoying because this upcoming stretch is a really good stretch to have red bar for, but you cannot play around taking damage from Surge in any reliable way.
Mhm.
So you just take what you get.
You normally just don't have red bar, even though it saves like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Which is a lot in a game this optimized.
So instead of digging out of there, I'm gonna walk over to Diglett's Cave and dig out of here. Get back to Cerulean.
Walker Shang version 2.
Now we get the bike. Saves a lot of time, because there's no running shoes in this game.
Yeah, bike is, what, twice as fast?
Something like that.
Yeah. Gen 1 is weird with lag frames in the overworld. That's about twice as fast as walking.
So for some reason, Nidoking can also learn Thunderbolt, which as you can imagine is quite useful.
Not Dig, though. We can't give it Dig.
And Bubble Beam and Thunderbolt can't learn Dig, even though it's a ground type. Makes sense. Alright. This next fight also stinks, like most fights. But at this HP it should be fine.
This is
So,
the only fight in the game where we rely on Thrash hitting for 4 turns, which is 50%.
yeah, so she starts with an Oddish. If she started with a Bellsprout, it'd be fine. But she just has to start with an Oddish, which only dies to Thrash. And she has 4 things, so you have to get a 4-turn Thrash. Or just not hit yourself on the last thing.
Yeah.
So it's 75% to be completely fine.
In red, you have Mega Punch for this fight, and so you can Mega Punch the Oddish, and it dies. But in yellow, it doesn't even die to Mega Punch because you're only level 27, and you become level 28 immediately after it. There are a lot of reasons why Mega Punch isn't as good in yellow. Although there is a route for it.
And we got the 4-turn. That's very good. This fight's pretty simple, except that Venonat is a range, but it's fine if you miss it for the most part. Unless you get super unlucky and get Thrash disabled.
Yep. Confuse Ray Confusion itself 3 times. Or, not Confusion, just Confusion.
Yeah, so it's actually worth not thrashing that Caterpie. That if you miss the range, you don't have to rely on a 4-turn Thrash. So that's why I Bubble Beamed it. Even though thrashing would be faster.
It's barely even slower, however long it takes to swap moves.
Bad news, I forgot Flash.
Oh no.
Gonna have to do Rock Tunnel in the dark. Okay, sometimes in real runs you would set up a red bar on this fight. I wouldn't do it at this HP in a real run though. I'm not gonna do it in a marathon, obviously. But you can either Thunderbolt this Cubone to make it hit you with Bone Club, or Thrash the Slowpoke to make it hit you with Confusion. Get into red bar.
Like my last 4 runs all had Bone Club miss, and then I died. It's annoying when it happens. In Gen 1 you can see the walls, which makes it a lot easier to move around in the dark.
I'm playing Fire Red Leaf Green where Rock Tunnel is way harder. Because you can only see like around you, like one tile around you. Very difficult. This is a breeze.
Alright, here comes the worst fight in the game.
Yep, another one. Don't have to save though. I don't think I can die from this HP. Unless something crazy happens.
Sleep Powder, 7 turn, Gen 1 miss, Thrash, Sleep Powder again.
Oddish is a 55% range with crit. Missed it, but it absorbs, so it's okay.
Yeah, and
it has Sleep Powder, Sun Spore, and Poison Powder. Poison Powder and Absorb are fine. Other two are not.
Bulbasaur is also a range, but it's very favored.
Yeah, and if you miss it, you can hit yourself in Confusion if you hit the Oddish, if you miss the Oddish range as well, which is very annoying. I've lost really good runs to that. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Everyone has stories about that fight. It's terrible. Only about 18% for something to go wrong, but feels a lot higher than that.
This is where Bubble Beam is very useful. Just got Bubble Beam these Geodudes and Graveler today.
Hmm.
And we have one more fight. It's also an easy fight. Weird movement there because there's trainers on both sides that you have to avoid.
Yeah.
And this fight's just 3
Part of
Thrashes.
that looks to do it. Part of that looks to do that perfectly without bonking, but I mean, not that hard. Definitely hit trainers there before on good runs.
Quick attack. That was a pretty uneventful rock tunnel.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yeah, uneventful is very good. Now we're making our way over to Celadon City to do what is kind of a mainstay of Pokemon runs. We're going to get all of our shopping all out of the way at once for the rest of the run. First, we gotta fight this Gambler.
Gambler can be very annoying depending on your HP.
Yeah.
That Growlithe has a
Growlithe is
range, and it can kill you at low HP.
And Vulpix is quick attack.
Alright, so I'm gonna do something cool here. There's a hidden underground elixir here. It's faster by 2 frames to pick it up from the top, but it's way harder. Easy. did that by counting 13 bike pedals.
Yep. Different people have different ways to do that. The other main one is listening to the audio behind and turning at a specific point.
Alright, now it's time for shopping. First, I'm gonna buy the best move in the game.
Yep.
TM07. Forgot to look which way the girl went.
Down.
Cool.
How dare you? Yeah. When you walk on this floor, you usually see which way she goes. Otherwise, she can block you. It's real fun when it happens. So, we're getting TM07, which is Horn Drill, Super Repels, Super Potions, a Poké Doll, or something coming up soon. And we get a couple more TMs on the roof. But first, he's thirsty.
Yep. Wow.
Nice.
We have to get Rock Slide because Nidoking can't learn Dig. Literally the only
there
reason.
There
Kill
are
4
some
things.
Ghastlies coming up, and Ghastlies have very good special, which means they don't die to anything else.
And you can't hit them with Thrash, obviously.
Yep. But they would immediately die to Dig, but no, can't have that. Instead, we go out of our way to buy a 90% accurate move to use for 4 Pokemon, and then get rid of it. We also got Ice Beam on the roof, and Ice Beam is actually a pretty recent addition to the route. It started as the standard, and then we moved to Blizzard. Now we're back to Ice Beam.
This Blizzard stinks. Barely faster to get on the bike here.
10 frames or something, not even.
Now we have Fly, so we can actually start moving around the map faster.
This is a really cool menu right here.
Oops.
Do a lot at once.
Rock Slide for the Ghastlies. Horn Drill. And then swap X accuracies to slot 3. Alright. So, Horn Drill, I said, is the best move in the game because it's a one-hit KO move. And in Gen 1 and 2, but it's not as useful in Gen 2. After an X accuracy, every move is guaranteed to hit. Zone 1 miss doesn't even apply, it just always hits.
It completely skips checking for the accuracy of the move to see whether it hits. It just assumes it hits.
So for
With
this
the
fight,
exception of, like, Dig and Fly.
so for this
Or a
fight,
separate check.
I'm just gonna use an X accuracy, and then Horn Drill everything, and I win. Pretty broken.
Yep. Also, in Gen 2 onward, one-hit KO moves only hit if you're a higher level than the opponent, but in Gen 1, they hit if you're faster than the opponent, or speed tied too, which actually matters sometimes. But,
That's pretty broken because you can just use an X speed and be faster,
yep.
which we will do a lot.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we use an X special and be faster.
Yep. It's a badge boost, like we explained earlier.
Yep. Badge boost, very, very broken. Horn Drill and X accuracy, very broken. And that's the main reason why Nidoking is so good. Another one. Horn Drill, very good. Alright, now comes the worst fight in the game.
Not at this HP.
Yeah, no, at this HP it's fine, but
Unless I miss.
when you're in red, you
So
get
many
through Rock
times.
Tunnel and Red Bar, you get past Oddish, and you're like, yes, so much time save. Then you miss Rock Slide. The Ghastly's moveset is terrifying if you give him a turn.
Lick, Confuse Ray, and Nightshade. Nightshade's the best one. Lick is good if you don't get paralyzed.
Which is 1 in 3.
And then Confuse Ray is obviously bad. Alright. Now we just have to take the heal pad, which restores everything. It's very nice. Glad it exists.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't
Pick up
exist,
an elixir.
you'd have to take red bar through this whole section to be optimal, and you would die.
Yep. Got 2 elixirs here, which are going to be useful later. Because centering is slow, but using elixirs is fast.
Alright, just 2 more trainers that each have 1 Ghastly. Hopefully I don't miss Rock Slide. One more. Easy.
Yep. And now we are done with Rock Slide.
Yep. That's the only reason we got it and taught it. I put a mandatory rare candy here for some reason, but it's very useful.
Now, we see where the Pokédoll comes into play.
I'll let you explain that.
Alright, so, normally to get past this ghost, you need to go into the Rocket Underground section beneath the casino, game corner, whatever, and fight Giovanni and all a bunch of other rockets and pick up the Silph Co to be able to see the ghost. So we skip doing all of that because the way the Pokédoll works is it lets you to run away from any battle. And so normally, if you run away from the ghost, it pushes you back and it won't let you go forward. By using the Pokédoll, it skips that check, basically, and so allows us to pass. And so we get to skip the entire underground section.
Exact and Horndrill this fight.
Yep. Very fast.
Done with the tower. This is a deathless run so far, which is pretty good.
Yep. Lots of run left, though.
Do we have some time for messages?
Sure.
Yeah, this is a good time.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who've been supporting this event throughout the rest of the week. We've hit the HyperX sub goal of 800 subs during the marathon. We've hit $10,000 during this marathon. Thank you so much for your generosity. We even got all of the bid wars completed just before the first day is even beginning to end, if that makes sense. But still, the marathon is going. You can still donate, you can still support ESA and all the affiliated events in these hard times of the coronavirus outbreak. And if you still have some money to donate, you can earn some amazing prizes. Just go to prizes.esamarathon.com, and if you donate $25, $20, or $15 throughout the marathon, you can earn one of those amazing prizes. Check them out, definitely.
Why'd your repel run out so early?
I think I bonked a few times. Right. So now we are going to... This is Silph. In red, Silph stinks. In yellow, it's not that bad. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the 10th floor and fight an optional trainer. The last optional trainer of this run. We get a rare candy, the Earthquake TM, which is very good, and a Carbos, which is also very useful.
This rocket guards 3 items, and we need all 3 of them immediately, basically. So it's very worth it to fight this optional trainer, which only has 1 thing. You just exact corn drill and it dies. Well, that's pretty bad, though. Slow. Yep. I mean, it's not bad, but slow. Really quick, I want to mention that you took the Celadon Center basically to set your dig point.
And for 3 horn drill PP.
Right, yeah, that too.
Now I'm going to teach Earthquake for the next fight. And use the Carbos. I'll explain why that was needed later.
Swapped Earthquake to the top because when you run out of an item in your bag, your cursor resets to the very top of the bag. And he needed to use 2 things at the bottom of his bag, so it's faster to swap one of them up to the very top so that when your cursor resets, it's right there.
And I just Earthquake this Arbok, that was in 1 hit.
Yep.
In fact, if we had Dig, we could have skipped that, going to the 10th floor entirely.
Yep. Dig is actually 100 base power in Gen 1.
It's the same as Earthquake, so... It would become worth it to not fight that optional trainer on the 10th floor.
Yeah.
And it would save a lot of time. That's
in
okay.
red, we actually do skip fighting that optional and just exact horn drill everything. But in yellow is mean, and it would waste too much time to not go get the stuff.
Yeah, in red you go back after all the rockets have left, so he's not there, but all the items are still there. But that is not worth doing in yellow. For various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Isn't this fight impossible to die to, too?
At this health, yes.
But you would never be at lower health than this. Oh, yeah, I guess you could. Never mind, because of Gen 1 miss on Arbok. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I got slashed.
There's only 2 fights in the entire game where it is literally impossible to die, because of every other fight you could chain Gen 1 misses until you died. But
this is actually kind of scary. I think I want to heal before Giovanni. Or I can just exact.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to healing.
Exact on Nidorino. I don't know how much. I don't think version can kill me.
Bite crit does a lot.
Does it do? I don't know. Forgot the rare candy.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh well, that's just gonna lose like 2 minutes, whatever. Big oops.
So normally you use the Carvos because you're slower than the Kadabra without it, but faster with it. But you also need the rare candy.
Please kill me.
Luckily we already did our shopping, so...
Yeah. Just time loss, not that big of a deal.
You're down an Ack, though.
That's fine.
Did you also forget to swap speeds? I assume so.
Just didn't do the menu. Go. Actually. Do the menu now so I don't forget. Okay. This is interesting. I can skip cycling road candy now.
Huh. That's a thing. Something funny is if you normally you rare candy when you're level 34 and you do it twice to take you up to 36. But because he got the experience from the fight before he died, he only need one to get to 36. And if you actually use 2 rare candies to go to level 37, it would probably be really bad later. Because badge boosts go away when you level up. And so the route is constructed so that you level up at specific times so you keep badge boosts when you need them. But if your experience curve is all off, then it's probably not going to work out somewhere.
I just did that because I wanted full HP again. Easy.
I have an extra horn drill too.
You're right. I'm actually gonna drill everything on this fight because I'm gonna skip the X-App on Giovanni.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Should be fine because I have full HP.
Do you have an extra X attack? You do, right?
Yeah. I guess I can do that. And then pick up the
Yeah.
revive.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. On the fly routing.
Yeah, I haven't run this game in a few weeks because I got the world record after trying forever. So I didn't want to play it anymore. I just practiced the manips before this and that's it. That's why that happened. Now I'm going to pick up this Lapras for Surf and Strength. Another free HM slave.
The reason we got Lapras instead of Squirtle earlier is because Lapras only knows 2 moves, and you're teaching it Surf and Strength. So you don't have to teach over anything, but Squirtle knows 3 moves. So it wastes more time. If you use the X attack here, you're not going to have a good spot to swap specials later. I mean, that's whatever, kind of.
How would it be different? Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. That's okay. Fine, I'm just gonna do no X item then.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a YOLO strat, but it should be fine because I have full HP. Shouldn't be able to die. Cinderino dies in 1 hit with no X item. Version is a likely range.
And Persian can also use Screech, which would boost your attack because badge boost.
Darn, it missed. Get the range.
Unlucky.
Nice.
Like 61% or something.
Alright, now just get the Nidoking range and I save time.
Queen.
I think that's what I said, I just accidentally said it weird.
Hmm.
Alright. This Nidoking
I'll
range
Discord.
is not likely at all. Pretty much need to crit it. Don't paralyze me. Alright, whatever. That wasn't bad. Annoying that crit, but whatever.
I mean, that's the same number of turns as using an X item, right?
Yep.
The way that fight, the standard fight for that is use an X accuracy on the Rhyhorn and then drill the last two things. That's also a somewhat recent development.
Alright, so I don't need to repel here, but I'm going to anyway, because... yeah.
I mean, it'd be better to do it later, so that you don't get the extra repel wear out text.
It's true. Oh well.
Happens.
I probably forget or something.
Yeah.
So normally you get a rare candy on Cycling Road, but I don't need to do that because of my mess up. So I'm just gonna skip
You
that.
didn't catch the Snorlax?
Nope. I don't have anything to catch it with.
It's Gen 1, you always have something to catch it with.
I should have done left Cycling Road. Oh well. You don't get that rare candy, it's actually faster to go down Cycling Road on the left side. But I don't even know how to do that. I don't remember. Because you never skip this rare candy.
You just go all the way to the left. Like, hug the wall. And you also need to turn before the actual slope part starts so you keep your speed.
Alright, time for the Safari Zone, where we're not going to encounter anything, we're just going to go through. Fun.
Because we did Silph first, we're high enough level to repel away everything. Because repels only keep away lower level things.
As you'll see later, most likely.
Yep. The bane of yellow runs.
There's also a full restore in here that I'm going to pick up, which is very nice, because full restores are very useful for this game. Specifically in the Elite Four. And you don't want to waste time buying them. They can also be useful before then, sometimes.
In red, the gym leaders are like kind of a joke, and you can go through them without taking any damage. In yellow, they made the gym leaders a lot harder, and so you need healing items, generally. Elite 4 too. Yellow's Elite 4 is harder.
Dig out and fight the only other trainer in this game that it is impossible to die to, which just happens to be a gym leader. This is the one gym leader that's easier, well, I guess Misty too, but not really. Easier in this game than it is in red. Because for some reason,
Misty doesn't count.
for some reason she leads an Abra that only uses Flash and X Defend.
Yep,
You can
and you
just-
use an X accuracy, so flash literally doesn't matter.
Yep. And an X speed, so you outspeed her Alakazam and you can horn drill it.
Yeah. And again, don't need to be a higher level, just need to be faster, which is really good, because for things for level 50, more like level 38. My bad.
So the Carbos that I used earlier is actually needed here as well. If you don't use the Carbos, you are speed tied with Alakazam.
I don't think I knew that. You have extra stat XP though.
True.
I wonder if that matters at all.
Probably not.
Yeah. If that extra stack speed mattered, the regular route would probably be a lot worse.
Alright. So also, I purposefully made my bag have exactly 20 items before fighting Sabrina, so that she can't give me her TM, which saves her talking about it and actually getting it. Saves quite a lot of time to do that.
Yeah. Backspace routing is a huge part of Gen 1 routing, one of the most important things, to make sure that you have 20 items in your bag for all these late gym leaders, to save a ton of text. Although, funnily enough, gym leader with the most text is Brock. It's not even possible to get 20 items in your bag before Brock.
Alright, so the reason I still have Thrash, even though I haven't really used it, is specifically for this fight. Everything here dies to Thrash, but he has 4, so I'm going to kill it first thing with Earthquake, so I don't have to worry about a 4 turn. And this saves 3 Earthquake PP, which actually matters. You'd have to get an extra
Does
PP
that matter
item.
anymore? I actually don't think it matters anymore, but it's still faster than
Yeah, I
Thrash
guess not.
because
Oh well. Yeah, Thrashing is still better.
It's a shake move. Yeah. Using Ice Beam is a, again, somewhat recent reroute, which moved an Elixir earlier. So on the Blizzard route, it did matter. You have exactly enough Earthquakes for this stretch, but on this route, I guess it doesn't. Still faster than Thrash.
Like quite a bit.
Yep.
This guy's a Hypno, which can be annoying because it either does no damage or headbutts you, which also does pretty much nothing, or it confusions you, which does like 40 damage.
This Hypno is the worst thing in red, because you're usually in red bar here.
Yeah.
It doesn't die. Has Poison Gas and Disable, which both do nothing.
And I got
Headbutt, which does
Confusion.
almost nothing. And then Confusion, which does a ton. And it can also confuse you.
Now I have to heal before Koga. Probably should have full restored, but whatever.
Yeah. Force War makes sense there.
Alright, this guy leads a Venonat that has Sleep Powder and Psychic. Sleep Powder hit is extremely annoying. Loses a lot of time.
It actually has 2 other moves, but can only use Sleep Powder and Psychic.
And we got Psychic. I guess I should.
Alright, you're fine. Well, you're dead to a crit, but...
Nah, that's not gonna crit. It's gonna X attack. Cool. You got Red Bar.
I think it's the first time you've gotten red bar this run.
Yep. So you'll see at the end of this fight when I level up, it'll be an instant level up pretty much. That's because of Red Bar.
I mentioned that Venet can only use Sleep Powder and Psychic, first one at least. I guess I was talking about the AI a little bit. There are different trainers have different types of AI in Gen 1. There's only like 4 different types. But Koga has something called Good AI, which is, the name is kind of a joke. Basically, the way it works is if Koga has a move he thinks is super effective against you, he will only use those super effective moves. And so Psychic is obviously super effective, so he uses that. Sleep Powder is Grass, which is neutral, but because it's super effective against ground, it thinks it's super effective. Also, it doesn't do damage, but because it's Grass, he thinks it's a super effective move. And there are a lot of... You take advantage of this a lot more in red, when things have terrible movesets. But they only take types into account with good AI. And most things have mostly random AI. Like, most general trainers are completely random what moves they use. With the exception of they won't status you if you're already statused. And then you get Lorelei's Dugong, which is hard-coded to have completely different AI.
Alright, now it's time for the mansion. Mansion is the first place where you can't repel everything, because there are level 43 and 46 Raticates in here. And encountering them just loses like 12 seconds. It'll be slightly less because I'm in red bar. I guess I should have healed there actually, but whatever.
Wait, can you not run away from things?
No, you can.
Or...
You can always run.
I guess just... whatever. Remember the Carbos.
Yep. I didn't teach Ice Beam. I knew I was forgetting something.
I was gonna ask you that, but I was like, there's no way you forgot to teach Ice Beam. Well, you need to teach it now. For the Carbos.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm stupid.
That's fine, because I needed to heal anyway. And elixir. Dang.
You've got a lot that menu, huh?
Yeah, I knew I was. I just couldn't think what.
Should have interrupted me.
Now we finally get rid of Thrash.
Again, the bag space routing is really tight. We get rid of Ice Beam and then replace it with the Carbos, and get rid of our rare candy and replace it with the card key, and we're still at 20 items.
Wow, no encounters.
Imagine that. Can you get 2 before? Like, in the world record?
Yeah. Alright, this fight, pretty hard to die from full. As long as I answer all the questions correctly.
Good luck with that.
In the meantime, do we have some time for messages?
Yep.
Cool. Then, if you'd like what you see, you can just give us a follow on Twitch or subscribe us on Twitch if you want, because all the subscriptions go directly into our goal, which is supporting ESA and affiliated events. Also, if you want to be in touch with all the news from ESA, go on our Twitter and give us a follow as well. And if you've missed some of the runs of this marathon or want to see any other marathon that ESA has done over the past couple of years, make sure to check out all the VODs either on Twitch or on the YouTube channel. All of the links are below the stream right now. Thank you very much.
By the way, the answer to all these questions is not yes. You can press A for yes and B for no. Alright. So I'm gonna use an X attack on Rapidash. Rapidash has Growl, which is bad. And it has Fire Spin, Stomp, and Takedown, which are all fine.
Yep. X-Attack actually serves 2 purposes. One is obviously to boost our attack, because otherwise the Arcanine doesn't die. The other is actually to give a speed badge boost, which is needed to outspeed the Arcanine. And the Rapidash? Is it the Rapidash, actually?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is why we wouldn't... The reason why we don't X-Attack again if we do get Growl is because we keep the speed badge boost, and so it's worth it just to go in that case. Alright, 2 turns fire spin's not bad.
And I win.
Yeah, we used to set up the X attack on the Ninetales, and it's very bad because it knows Confuse Ray. And Quick Attack. And Flamethrower can burn, and if it crit, it kills from full. It was not good.
Right.
Oh yeah, we can dig out of these gyms. We haven't really brought it up before.
Yes, yeah. Not every gym though. Only some.
Yeah.
Can't dig out of Erica's gym. So you used to do this gym with Blizzard. Blizzard is 90% accurate in this game, so it's not that bad. But with a 90% accurate move that you use decently often, you're gonna miss a few.
Yeah. We use it, like, not quite 10 times, I think, throughout the run. And you basically need to hit every time. Like, some of them it's fine if it misses, but you really don't want to be missing Blizzard, and
That's why we use Ice Beam.
there's like 5 places where if you miss, or 4? I don't know. There's many places where if you miss Blizzard, you just die. But Ice Beam, nice 255 out of 256 accuracy. Also, you might notice we're doing Erica as the 7th gym leader. Gen 1 is pretty open about the order you can do gym leaders in, so it's best just to delay her.
Until you get the reason you delay her is so you can get the special badge boost from Blaine. So you can kill everything with Ice Beam. Without fighting Blaine, everything does not die, and you'd have to X special.
Yeah, Nidoking doesn't actually have the best special attack stat, or special, it's 1 in this generation. It's like 77, I think, base stat. It's pretty not great for fully evolved, but Nidoking in general has pretty well-rounded stats.
Alright, this next gym, the 8th gym, Giovanni, is probably actually the worst gym fight in the game. Maybe Surge is worse.
I mean, I would say Surge is worse just because it's earlier, so you lose more runs to it. But yeah, Giovanni is not good.
The reason Giovanni is so bad is he leads a Doug Trio that has Earthquake and Dig, and Doug Trio has like a 20-something% crit rate.
Yeah. Doug Trio is really fast.
If it crits, you're dead even from full HP.
In red, it's great. You just Earthquake 5 times and you're fast on everything.
Yep. This fight, we X attack and then Earthquake 3 times. Earthquake is slow, but like it's just the only good way to beat this fight.
With Blizzard, you would X special and then Blizzard the mid-chokes, but Ice Beam doesn't kill, so just Earthquake instead.
Yep.
Focus Energy is good. This fight is infamous in red, because like the only fight between Koga and Bruno that can kill you.
Alright, so I'm going to potion once before Giovanni, which will put me at 109 HP. Doug Trio does 93 to 110 with Earthquake and Dig.
Please remember to save.
I'll save. So if it does one of the 2 highest rolls, I'll die, but that's not worth playing around, even in a marathon.
Yeah, it's very, very unlikely that you'd die.
And it can just use Fissure or Guard Spec and take no damage.
Yeah. We just have 2 X items here, a speed and an accuracy. And so depending on what Dugtrio does, it will determine how we set those up.
And I'm gonna use the speed first to make me faster than Dugtrio, because if it has fissure, and if I was slower than it, the fissure could hit. But if I'm faster than it, it can't. Earthquake is the worst possible thing. Should I...
Slash does over half, so I don't know.
Easy.
Yeah. Persian knows Slash and Fury swipes.
Yep.
And Screech and Growl?
No.
No, I don't know.
Double team.
Double team, yeah, of course, I just saw it.
Yeah, and I can also guard spec.
Yeah. When an opponent uses items, it's a check that's made before it decides what move to use, so typically using an item is actually the most likely thing to happen. Guard spec is 1 and 4 on each poke.
That's really good.
Yep. And the reason Earthquake is so bad is because then you can die to Persian, because you have to set up another thing. If you get Fissure or Guard spec, you kill a Dugtrio and you set up on Persian, but you're at, 109 health, so you're fine. And if you get Dig, you just set up the X accuracy on Dugtrio, too, and then you're done. Remember to Carbos.
Yep. Can't die to this fight. Well, actually, I can if I generally miss. I don't X attack anymore.
Yep.
Hopefully, the Sandslash uses Slash and puts me into red bar. That'd be very nice. Fury Swipes is the worst. Unless it puts me into red bar, which won't.
Just want to mention really quick that Slash is what's known as a high crit rate move, which it's supposed to be like 8 times as likely to crit as a normal move, but because Sandslash is already actually exactly 1 in 8 to crit, it becomes 100% asterisk attached to crit. Actually, 99.6% because this crit can also gen 1 miss. That's the reason moves like Slash, Razor Leaf, Karate Chop crit so often. If you have a speed higher than 64, it'll crit basically every time. And a lot of Pokemon have speed higher than 64.
Yep.
I think Sandslash has 65, actually. Yeah.
Alright, so that's the final battle before the Elite Four. Now we have to make our way through the badge check and Victory Road. Victory Road has level 49 Onyxes, and as you can see, I am level 48. So I can get encounters there. It's very annoying.
It's really unfortunate. Each encounter takes like 11 seconds or so. And it's a great way to lose runs.
World record gets 1.
Yeah, you got like 3 encounters total.
Yep. This guy's got to make sure I have all the badges. I don't know why they couldn't just make it 1 badge check, like in later games, but...
It's actually really funny that the one who checks Brock is inside a building, because you can use walk through walls, Brock through walls to get past him, and you can also use it to skip Brock specifically. So it's funny how it works out.
Only in red.
Oh, only in red, that's
Yeah,
right.
that doesn't work in yellow.
Yeah.
In yellow, they changed it so you don't have the bike music here. Make it more suspenseful, I guess.
Fine. This music is better anyway.
Disagree. Now I gotta push these boulders around.
Again, right there, he moved up and then menued before turning left because it saves the turn frame, which is 2 frames. Very important.
There are trainers here, but you can avoid them all. So, no required trainers.
Don't hit Tricky Trainer.
Yep.
Good job.
Haven't been able to get Onyxes yet. It's on the next floor.
This repel you just used, it's actually, you have exactly enough steps, maybe 1 extra step, to make it to your next repel without it wearing out. Because in Gen 1, you can activate repels before the old ones wear out. I've been doing it throughout the run.
Alright, so now I can get Onyxes if I get unlucky. Since they are 1 level higher than my Nidoking. Don't know why they decided to put such high level things.
It really is annoying.
It's a nice break from worrying about fights between Viridian Rival and the Elite Four.
Yeah.
If you have to worry about Onyxes, which is just as bad as I guess.
Yeah. Rats and Onyxes are pretty annoying. Nice.
I
Can still get one though.
Yep, I can still get 2,
Yep.
which has happened to me once.
That was a good run.
Can't get them on this floor, but there's one little section that was on the same floor as the floor we were just on that you can get Onyxes on.
It's like 6 steps.
You can technically get 2 Onyxes.
Nice.
Alright, we're good. Alright. Time for the Elite Four, this is possibly the worst Elite Four in any Pokemon run.
You're buying full restores, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Although it got a lot better with Ice Beam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deposit everything because time ends after the Hall of Fame. And that skips them having like 8-second long animations in the Hall of Fame, so it's faster to deposit them.
Take the center because we need Horn Drills back, and also we need full health.
Right. So Lorelai's the first fight. The only way you can die to her is if she uses Roar Beam and crits, or Bubble Beam and crits, or Bubble Beam Speed Falls, and then uses a Roar Beam or Bubble Beam again.
Dugong's AI is weird. It's actually hard-coded to be different from everything else in the game. Just the shortest version is on turn 1, she's 1 and 3 to use each of Aurora Beam, Bubble Beam, and Rest. You want Rest because it does nothing. Also like 1% to use Takedown.
Which I've only seen
And
once.
on turn 2, Dugong is 80% to use Rest.
Rest! Now I just Horn Drill everything and win.
Yep. Dugong's AI is very weird in this game. Next up is Bruno, which is probably the easiest Elite Four member. Safest
Yep.
one. It's pretty simple.
Can't die from full,
Well, you can get Chain, Ice Punch, Frozen.
I guess.
But it also knows Fire Punch, so...
True.
In Gen 1, if you get Frozen, you don't thaw out over time. You have to get hit by a fire move, or have someone use Haze, or use a full restore, / full heal, / ice heal, / something else I'm probably forgetting.
Hopefully I just get double team or thunder punch or X defend.
Yeah. Like, Ice Punch is the only bad move here. I mean, even getting
Fire
burned
Punch
is
burn.
whatever. I mean,
Still
yeah, but you
annoying.
have 5 full restores, you're fine.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, Hitmonchan usually doesn't do anything, because double team, thunder punch, X defend all do nothing. And that's the only turn that Bruno gets in the entire fight, so it's pretty simple to fight. Up next is Agatha, who's the worst fight in the game.
I'm actually not even gonna save for her because I can't really die.
Yeah, with all the 4 stars, but
Agatha can just
Basically, she
lose
le-
tons of time.
she leads a Gengar, which the moveset is Mega Drain, which is the good one, Lick, which can paralyze, Substitute, which wastes a ton of time, and Confuse Ray, which is really bad. She can also swap to Golbat, which is
The best.
fine. Agatha, she is known for just wasting tons of time, because you get turn 1 Confuse Ray, and then you hit yourself, and then she substitutes, and then you have to get through the substitute.
And then you get lick paralyzed.
I've had 2 world record pace runs that were just too slow after this fight.
Oh, she swapped.
Nice.
I've never gotten that.
You're also slower than the Gengar, so you X speed to be faster, because you don't want to be slower than
Wow.
Gengar.
Nice fight.
Yeah, that was a really good fight.
Dang, this one would be good if I didn't screw up.
If I got that fight, I'd have like a 153.40.
Yep. This could be Heelless Elite Four.
Yeah, that's pretty rare. Yeah. Just Earthquake everything, they all die. Gengar abilities aren't a thing yet, so Gengars don't have Levitate. Nice job not gentleman missing.
Alright, definitely gonna save for Lance. Lance, with this... So, I don't know if we mentioned this, but there's 3 Nidorans you can get, usually, with the
Right.
Manip. And this one's the worst for Lance. Because you have lower
Yeah.
HP.
The Nidoran can technically get 7 different stats, but really only 5 of them, because the other 2 don't count, because they're super rare. And of those 5, 3 of them are runnable. And of the runnable ones, this one is probably the worst. Used to be that 13 special is by far the worst, but now it's whatever. This one has 14 special, but the reason it's so bad is because it has a much lower HP stat, and you need every hit point for this fight.
Yep.
So start by X specialing to 1, tank a Hydro Pump, and 2, kill with Thunderbolt.
Wow!
You're like Omega dead.
I can't believe it.
Wow, what a roll.
That never happens.
100...
13.
What is that, 13? That's a good roll for
Alright.
you. Yep. And this Dragonair knows Hyper Beam, which can do up to 51? 52. So, yeah, every hit point matters. If you take too much, you have to set up on the second Dragonair, which...
And Speedfall and
Beam,
Freeze you.
Bubble Beam and Ice Beam, and it's very bad. Although I guess you would probably just full restore, right? And do the first one.
Yeah. In a marathon, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This Dragonite used to have to use Blizzard on, and if you missed Blizzard, he would always use Blizzard on you because good AI.
And he would always hit because he's a cheater.
Yep. Alright. Now, last fight. Which has some really interesting routing that goes into it, I think. So... The fight is going to start by using an X Special, which serves 3 different purposes. The first is you need the special, the extra special attack to one-shot the Sand Slash. The second one is it increases your defense enough to be able to survive an Earthquake from the Sand Slash. And the third is it increases your speed enough to be able to outspeed the Alakazam, which only happens because we got an extra Carbos earlier, also. So you need the special attack boost and 2 different badge boosts in order to get through this fight. It's really cool.
Hopefully he doesn't crit Earthquake, that's really the only way I can die.
Yeah.
12.5% to crit. Cool. We got red bar.
This fight used to be really bad with Blizzard because you'd have to X speed, and then Blizzard can miss, and it's also a damage range. Yeah. Outspeed the Alakazam. And now it should be impossible to lose.
Unless I miss the Magneton range and get crit.
Oh yeah, that's a range now.
And no Hypnosis.
The Executor can't hurt you, because it only uses Hypnosis and Leech Seed, because good AI.
Hopefully this Magneton dies. It's very likely to die. Died. Cool. GG.
Yep. And then if you lost the first rival fight, 1, the Magneton would be a higher level, so it's even less likely to die, and 2, he would have a Ninetales, which knows Quick Attack.
Alright. Time's coming up in like a minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's the fade out after it shows the final stat screen, he rates your Pokedex. That was a pretty good Elite Four.
Yeah, that was a pretty good run, except lost 2 minutes to being dumb. Still sub 2.
Yeah, that was actually, that was a really good run.
Thank you for watching, everybody. That was fun.
Yep.
If you want to learn more about Pokemon speedruns, I highly recommend joining the PSR Discord. Lots of useful information there. And time. That was a good run, except for me forgetting to use rare candies. Kind of
What was the
upset about
time?
that.
I can't see.
I don't actually know.
Hmm.
It was definitely sub 2 though.
Yeah.
I can tell you that it's 1:59:30 or something around this. Like
Nice.
this.
Yeah. Sub 2. Very nice for a marathon run.
Yep.
Like a 157 with.
Yeah. Maybe even
That's
156. I don't know how much time that lost exactly, but it was a lot.
I don't know.
Definitely at least 2 minutes. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.
And thank you for an amazing run, and we'll see you all, guys, after.